I mean, I'm sure we all do make our choices, but I don't think any of us can deny that our parents' influence has had no...
Parents' influence do give psychological feelings, but what I'm trying to get to, does that mean you believe it's a choice or not? Choice or not?
Okay.
Well, I'd just like to say
something.
something.
It's partially a choice, yes, because...
It's a choice to do that.
I think it is a choice. I think it's partially a choice, but it is partially nurtured.
If you guys think it's a choice, then why do you think they choose to be
I think they're trying to get attention.
Oh,
they are.
yeah, I saw that one
Attention.
coming.
They're
They
acting
didn't get
out.
it as a child. They're acting out. They didn't want to.
Okay, can we come back to the idea that you just said that lesbians are all raised by men?
I didn't say all raised by men.
Generally,
I said statistically, generally they are, and generally that is
They
the
didn't get
statistic.
the attention.
Right now, shut up. We're trying to talk. Drew's right. They didn't get the
They
attention.
get attention from both parents.
Then how do you
They need that.
explain the persistence of gay people throughout history, when only recently we've had this trend in single-parent households?
I think that's why the trend has boomed so loudly right now.
That's not true at
They
all.
want that attention.
There's been homosexuality all throughout history.
You think there are more gay people now than there used to be?
No.
No.
Homosexuality has always been around, and it always will exist, because there will always be a deprivation of attention. There will always be a deprivation of certain influence in someone's life.
It's right there.
Then how can you say that these are linked stimulus and reactant if one is being
Because you
changed and
react
the
to
other is
the
not?
stimuli. You react to it.
Understand
That
that's
is
what
your
a
reaction
stimulus
to
is.
it.
Well, how can you say that one is changing and the other remains constant if these are correlated the way that you say they are?
Which one's changing?
Yeah,
There are so many more people being raised in single-parent households right now than ever before in history.
No, I'm not saying every time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every time there's a single
There
parent.
is. I don't
Then we
understand
should
the
see it more
log-
often.
Yes, we should see more of
If
this.
statistics are true, and then also I don't believe your statistics because I think a lot of homosexuals are out there that are closeted to the day they die. So I don't think we'll ever even see half the homosexuals that are even
Sure,
out there.
I'm sure that's true as
Yes,
well.
and,
So how
and that
come
is
it's choice
terrible.
then if
I
they
think they
hate
should be
it?
allowed
Well,
to
you get on that
They don't
side.
necessarily.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then stop saying choice. Is it choice or not? Just say no choice, because you're arguing no choice right now. They have no choice in
There's
life. The
there's
gay
no
person
choice.
that did not choose to be gay. He did not make that decision. Yes or no?
I think he did make the choice. But
He
like
made
I said,
that
it's a
choice.
partial
It's
choice.
like being born a black or something.
Yes. Don't.
Or white or
Yes, it's partially choice, partially. It's partially nurture. It's not.
It's like, no.
So after they start having those feelings, they could have just decided,
Meh.
no.
Never mind.
Yeah, there are plenty of homosexuals that.
Alright, we're moving
It's
on.
turned okay.
We're not going.
No, I'm not
In the name of Jesus, they turned
Finish
straight,
up,
right?
finish
That's
up.
it so much.
One last thought. One last thing.
No, we're not done with this. This is social day. I'm staying on gay rights because I'm not
No.
done.
We're gonna stay on. We're ending.
Oh, yeah.
No.
We're ending it. Is it Rickon?
Can we please get legalization
We
in?
gotta end it. So
Let me
talk.
get legalization.
All right,
No, we'll set that.
let's talk about scientific facts from now on. We'll cut out statistics.
Go for
We'll
it.
cut out emotion. There's-
Okay, scientific
Okay,
facts that tell
all
me
right.
that gays have chosen.
Homosexuality
I won't-
occurs in
you're-
over
I want you
400
to-
species.
But there is no homosexual gene. That has not been proven.
None of us
there
said
are
that.
perhaps
said that.
homosexual predispositions, but there's nothing that says you're born that way. There's nothing that says that you don't have a choice definitively.
Why do we
Because if it were genetic, then you're right. You're right. You have zero choice.
Let me get some
You can't
quick-
choose your genetics.
Absolutely.
Can I slide in here
None
real
of us
quick?
argued
But-
that it was genetic. All we said
haven't
is that
genetic
if I believe it is something psychological, I believe it is early on in a child. But I don't think that child has any choice in the matter in that scenario. Any choice in the matter. And I'm not relating it to single parents or anything. I think it's an early psychological development in all sorts of scenarios. But that does not give them a choice. They are raised, they're young, they're innocent to the world, they know absolutely nothing, and then they come in and they have feelings for who they have feelings for, and you cannot change your hormones. You cannot
they
change
know
your
absolutely
makeup.
nothing,
right.
That is how it is.
Can
So
we-
there is no choice.
And by the same token, you're looking to
Yes,
deprive
that's
these
good.
people of rights.
Can we state our
Okay,
religious-
yeah. I think we need to
We
go
need
through
to
and
state our religious views real
maybe
fast,
just
like
that
get
right.
that out there.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I'm Episcopalian, undecided.
Baptist.
I have no religious views.
Atheist.
Methodist.
Atheist.
Okay, guess that doesn't understand.
We need some Catholics up here.
Okay.
Where's the
Fedora!
Catholics?
real quick, let me just say, what rights are we depriving them of besides marriage? They have every
Besides
other
that
right
one.
that Americans
Yeah.
Besides one. What rights?
Why do they have to have marriage?
All right.
Why?
Why do you have to have voting rights? Why do you, I mean,
Because they are
Now-
citizens.
now-
They are equal
The
citizens.
sacred
they're human beings.
marriage
How can you
is
say
sacredly
that?
is a man
You
and
gotta
a woman.
no. You gotta take out the word
Sacredly
sacred.
is a
When you
man
were talking about
Shut up!
when you were talking about civic
Sacred.
institutions,
Shut up!
Sit down.
Kevin,
Stop.
you're blocking the camera.
Stop.
When you're talking about civic institutions, you've got to remove the word sacred. You've got to take out anything that
That's
has
why
to,
Americans
that has
go
to, let me speak
downhill.
for just
I
a moment,
agree.
please.
That
Let me
right
speak
there
for
is
just
my-
a moment.
I agree with
You
Isaac.
have to remove religion from your civic views.
Yeah,
You have to, or you are violating the entire Constitution that you're trying to defend.
It's true.
You
We are
have
violating-
got
You
to.
can't let.
We are violating America, taking religion completely out of.
By giving
that-
people equal rights,
that
and
is
violating America.
That is true as well.
We're violating
now,
America.
It can be.
Sacredly, marriage is man and woman.
Remove
Yeah.
the word
No,
sacred.
no.
Remove all
Why?
of your
Why
previous
should we
have-
You
positions
can't,
of
you
religion.
can't.
Why do we remove the word sacred?
Well,
Because it's
marriage-
separation of church and
Right.
state. You cannot let your
We
religious
don't
views
need that.
influence the government.
Oh,
we don't need separation of
have
church
to
and
have
state.
that.
I need to speak.
No.
We don't need separation of church and state.
no, we do not.
One. Hello. One.
Then we're arguing under different
I
constitutions.
have a few points I'd like to make. Okay. One.
You should take off that American tie.
One.
No.
One.
Church and state is
No,
very
one.
constitutional and very American.
One. Separation of church and state does not exist in our Constitution. But
Under
I
God
do
we
believe.
trust.
I do believe. I do believe that church and state should be separate. I don't think that religious affiliation should be directly correlated to our government.
Doesn't the
If you-
14th Amendment say that?
Even though the U.S. Constitution, and Drew's right, you are taking out part of American history if you take out the fact that the U.S. was originated on
Basis of Christianity.
And on
Christianity.
slavery.
Yeah, I mean, you
Sexism.
can't- You-
Slavery isn't in the Constitution. That you're right. Slavery
It's
is
allowed.
slavery is evil. No, this Constitution has no mention of slavery.
It talks about counting slaves as 3/5 of a person.
That is not. That's not an original. That's not in the original doctrine. That was created by
was
ignorant
in
Southerners.
That was created by
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania.
That's in the
They
Constitution.
tried to give them
That's
the
institutionalized slavery.
The
That's
three-fifths
institutionalized racism.
compromise. I believe we've all taken U.S. history. The three-fifths compromise, which allowed for slaves to be counted as 3/5 of one human being, which is wrong, which is ignorant. I think we
It's
all
in the-
remember.
it's-
No. Which
In
we
the-
all remember is
it's
not
in the apportionment.
No, it's not.
Article-
That was an
second
amendment
article.
made. That was a compromise made after the.
That was a
after the
compromise made
Constitution
during,
was
so they
made.
would pass it. They wouldn't have passed it without it, so that had to be made during it.
But it wasn't part of the original doctrine.
So basically,
That was a bunch of ignorant Southerners who.
so basically you're
So
going off
what
what was
we're
written
getting
and
at-
never
Franklin
passed.
wasn't a Southerner.
What we're getting at is America changes with the times. Therefore, now in America, where we have multiple ethnicities, multiple religion, multiple walks of life,
What's wrong?
you
No,
can't
Martha,
apply
you practice
one
when I
religion.
talk.
Martha,
We're
let's take this
changing
one
the
time.
wrong things at the wrong time.
Let Martha go.
Martha's gonna finish us out.
Well,
wouldn't-
I just
no
think
one
that
will
you
let me
can't
finish.
take one religion and apply it to the over 300 million people in America.
There isn't one religion solely.
You want to imply Christian ideals into
No,
America.
I'm not Christian. I
Okay,
don't
okay.
think any
Well,
religious
saying
ideal should be implied.
anyone
into
who wants to
America.
imply Christian ideals into the government is therefore blanketing America and trying
What
to
Christian
promote
ideals
one
are-
religion upon everyone.
Can you think of an example where Christian
We have
ideals are
Christianity.
No.
Gay marriage.
There it says nothing of gay marriage in our Constitution. That's not mentioned.
If you
No,
want
I'm not talking about
atheist
Constitution. I'm
ideas-
talking about today and
No, it's not in the
We've got to let Martha wrap this up.
Yeah, because we have,
Okay,
we have
well,
to bring this to an
Any
end.
final words?
I don't know how to
We
wrap
apologize, you'll edit. We're
So
good.
that's been Tuesdays with Morons.
Super Tuesday! Super
Wait,
Tuesday!
wait. Remember to vote today.
Yeah, unless you can't vote.
These aren't long.
It's been real.
No, they aren't.
No.
Well, you
We
need to get a
really,
better
we really need to take this up to the next step.